Hey guys, I've had a little bit of feedback. Some people asking me, can I extend the amount of time that I include the floor plan photo at the start of the video, and can I keep the specs on screen a little bit longer? I've added a few extra seconds to this, kind of as a test sample. I'd like some feedback. Let me know if that feels like it's just a little bit easier, a little more time to digest for you. And remember, you can always get that stuff via either the specs are in the video description or in the link in the video description, where you can go right to the RV and check for pricing and availability and see the specs and the floor plan and all that stuff. Really appreciate it, guys. Your feedback really drives our channel. Always keep me informed, like, what can I do better, and I'll keep doing my best. Hello and welcome to Haylett RV, everybody. Josh the RV Nerd on a beautiful London day. It's like 50 degrees and rainy and overcast and spritzing. We're not going to let the weather stop us from getting to the 6,550-pound Cherokee 274BRB. The Be Right Back. Something that I love this layout. This is a layout that I didn't see coming, that I actually, for whatever reason, I didn't want to like, and then the first time I saw it, I went, ooh, that's really cool. I really like that. And I talked all about that in our original version of this video in the standard series, because what we're looking at today is the Smexy Sleek Black Label Edition upgrades. Most of this video today is going to be focused not just on the high points of this floor plan and some ideas that I have, but also kind of showing you where the Black Label stands out specifically when we get outside where most of Black Label is located. After this, I'm going to leave you a link in the video description, and I would really appreciate it if you click over, check out the standard series video, and then on either of the videos, leave me a comment. Let me know, would you prefer the conventional camping variety, or do you prefer the Smexy Black Label upgrades? Understanding that you're gaining some weight and some cost when you go into Black Label, but it's giving you the look of those laminated trailers, a lot of the features of a laminated trailer without quite all the budget of a laminated camper, and that's really what makes Black Label so cool. And I tell you, I'm really on the fence on it personally, because like, I pinch pennies until Lincoln squeals, guys. Like, my t-shirts that I wear in the winter, they look like I crawl in through them through the neck first, because I just don't let go of stuff. Like, if my socks don't have 3 holes in them, I ain't ready to let go, and I ain't counting the hole where my foot goes in.
So I don't normally do things this way. You might ask yourself, why are we starting in the bathroom? And actually, it's to kind of help drive home and demonstrate one of the things I think is an amazing quality on this camper. And how about that, using the force to close that bathroom door to show you the bunkhouse access with the super slide closed. And as we continue to slide ourselves back here, just like you see me doing with a Michael Jackson moonwalk, you can totally access this RV, every single thing in it, with the slide closed. You lose out on nothing here. And here's a little pro tip from your Uncle Josh. Did you know that when you're traveling with a pedestal-based dinette, you should actually put the table down so the legs don't have the chance to wiggle loose and bang the table around? If there's one thing nobody ever likes with their travel trailer when they get to the destination, it's finding out the table done jiggle banged all over. And it is absolutely crazy the amount of space a slide out gives you. When you see it open and shut like one right after the other like that, it's absolutely nuts. Now, inside of a Black Label Cherokee, you don't see any huge, massive differences at first glance compared to the standard series, but there are some defining qualities there. Black Label used to be almost exclusively like exterior eye candy, and they have continued to kind of evolve the Black Label series. Again, like I said, to the point that it really feels like a totally different trailer to me. It doesn't feel just like a common stick and tin Cherokee. The core qualities are here, like that large 12-volt compressor fridge, the big skylight up top here, the fact that they both use a larger 15,000 BTU air conditioner standard, I think is very cool. Instead of having a 13.5 and then you can option into a 15, this just standard has the big refrigerator. Now, I knew I would do that. I forgot the RV's not level and that door kept opening behind me. I wanted to show off the fact that we do have a full viewing window in the entry doors, but notice when we go outside, it is like an incredibly shaded glass front so that you're not seeing through that, which is kind of cool. Something else too. Is it just me? It's like bunkhouses with slides. You ever notice how there's very few of them that have good door side window coverage? That's what I think is really cool about this one. It's as much to me of a rear kitchen as it is a bunkhouse. And I think as we start going through and looking at all the storage, you'll see what I mean by that.
Actually, see Mr. Rick out there doing some quality control for us. I think we're about to be, well, no, he backed off. I thought we were about to have a guest there. Want to take a look at the storage here, in case you're kind of curious. Something we do at Haylet RV is before this RV's even off the delivery truck, because that's the RV driver right there. Fun guy, by the way. You ever have a chance to talk with him? We have people come out and we do surface inspections on everything to make sure it's just kind of, you know, looking right, looking up to snuff. We don't want any surprises any more than you do. And then after this, we actually pull the RV into the shop and give the RV what I call a full burn, a full appliance burn, checking everything out under usage circumstances, you know, full power hookup, full propane, all that kind of stuff. Before the RV goes off of our property, like if you, after that, you come take a look at it, you're like, yep, that's the one I want. We go through and we actually do a full burn on everything again, just because every now and then there's these unfortunate little surprises that are waiting for you, you know? Now, did you notice that cutting board backsplash was beside the stove? I personally really like the ability to do that because it's incredible to me. It's like RV designers, they don't seem to understand the laws of physics when it comes to grease splatter. They seem to think the grease only splatters backwards, not sideways. And it's not that Cherokee really did anything too different there. It's just that, I don't know, looking at it, I kind of saw it and said, you know, there's a different way you could go about this thing right here. Now, you see that we've got these full extension dinette drawers to it, and they both pull like all 40 inches out of the way so that, you know, you don't got to get on your hands and knees or put, or cause, like, you ever play wheelbarrow games where, like, somebody holds your feet and you hand crawl in? You don't have to have your kids wheelbarrow inside the storage, and then you drag them out. I'm not saying that my parents did that to me a few times. I'm just saying I think I still got a couple splinters in my left thigh. As if the bunks in the bedroom weren't already enough sleeping for like 4 to 6 people, you've got what I call a true U dinette. It's about 44 inches deep. It folds down to like a 7-foot bed. So big adult-sized people, big teenagers can fit on that thing. And the zebra shades are something I want to point out here. I think these actually blend better into this decor than some of the other extended members of the Cherokee family. And what I've done here is I've done kind of a couple samples. I pulled that one just down barely to give you the idea. I've got that one in a little bit more of a blockout mode, although looking at it right now, it didn't exactly do perfectly. And then over here, I've got it in Fruit Stripe edition. You remember Fruit Stripe gum? It was the best gum in the world for 5 whole seconds, right? And I wanted to set them up like this because a couple of my viewers have actually reported when I roll them up and down, it can actually incite a migraine in them. And I appreciate you guys. I care about you guys. I certainly don't want to be giving you a wicked, nasty headache that's going to ruin your afternoon or your camping trip. So I thought I would just kind of give you a little bit of A, a little bit of B right here. Hope you appreciate her. Now, you see that? That right there is why I didn't want to leave both those drawers out, because as clumsy and stupid as I am, not to mention the fact that I'm looking through the world through like a little 2-inch viewfinder over here most of the time, I would have definitely tripped all over that stuff. Now, I was kind of just moving past, but like basically like a walk-in pantry in that slide. It's very unconventional. I think it's very cool, and it works very well. Couple details for you here. Up top, you might have noticed that skylight. That is something I think helps the RV look and feel a little bit bigger. Should be noted this is a 6.5-foot interior height, but it also does have a privacy shade, so you're not, you know, cooking like an ant under a magnifying glass or anything like that. That window up there does not open for airflow. I like that it's there for light. In a way, I like that it doesn't have a window treatment so that the kids don't accidentally rip something down off the wall. But also, in a way, I dislike that it doesn't have a window treatment, because then it's kind of like the skylight up top. Now it feels like maybe that's turning the upper bunk into a greenhouse, although at least there's an air conditioning duct up there. I'm just kind of thinking out loud, throwing some ideas, some points of consideration for you here. Let me get this little curtain out of the way, which, first of all, how cool is it that we have separate upper and lower bunk curtains, and when that bunk mattress isn't flipped up, you can see that you've got easy reach outlets for the upper and lower bunks. They each have their own bunk setups. Now, it's got a built-in ladder, so you know what, I just tripped over that drawer. I told you I would do something like that. But what I was getting at here, you don't got to throw out your rotator cuff. You don't got to throw the kids into the upper bunk. I will tell you, those things are not very friendly to an adult-sized barefoot, but a little kid that doesn't weigh as much as you and me, they seem to get up and down them just fine.
Now the bathroom in here, this is one of the areas where you do see a little of the effect of the Black Label package on the inside. That large medicine cabinet, the huge sink, that will be there in either the Black Label or the Standard Series. And once again, really appreciate it, guys, if after this footage you take a moment to review the Standard Series video of this, and give me, on either video, give me a comment, let me know which kind of way you would go, understanding Black Label adds more weight and it adds more money. They both do something here that just, yeah, guys, it's just one of those things. I love the full viewing windows that are in these doors, but when you're sitting on the toilet, it feels a little weird to be able to like just see straight outside like that. Now, it is privacy shade ready. And if that's something you need before you take the RV home, we can pop that in there. Like, that's not a hard thing for us to do. I've been very vocal about this year. I'll probably keep being vocal about it. In the living room, if you didn't put the shade in, I guess I can get it. Because otherwise you're just sitting here like, hey, Ted. Okay, but enough about that. I'm sorry. I get on a soapbox about that. Everyone has that one thing they just can't get over. Like, some people, it's theater seats or hide-a-bed. Some people, it's floor vents or no floor vents. For me, it's privacy shades and sleeping and, the 3 S's room, we'll say. Up top here, you got that XL vent fan, which very few people in a stick and tin class are doing. Like, very few. The shower over here, since this is 6.5 foot tall, if my head's in the shower, in the bubble, I can stand in this thing, that's fine. But look at this Black Label craziness. Like, they're putting, that's like luxury 5th wheel shower fixture in here. It's like way over the top. It almost looks out of place, but I think it's also very, very cool. Now, obviously, I've got that curtain kind of bundled up and out of the way for video purposes here. And it makes it a little bit easier. Take a look at the Cherokee Shub. Now, you're seeing a little bit of factory particulate in there. As you saw, this RV is literally still hooked up to the RV delivery druck. Yes, with a D. I'm an idiot. You heard me. Delivery truck, the druck. It makes sense. If you don't think about it, it fits and works. Sorry. You're getting a little peek into my mind here. What I want to get at is we clean this all up for you before you take the RV home. Every new RV, from even the most bestest luxury manufacturer, has a little construction dust in it somewhere. But notice, it's what I call the shub. It's not a shower. It's not a tub. It's deep enough you could give a dog or a little baby a bath. But it's just deep enough that it's not hard to step into. But it'll also keep that curtain from, attacking you like a Jacques Cousteau squid or something. Also, random trivia fun fact. Squidward Tentacles from SpongeBob SquarePants is not a squid. He is, in fact, an octopus, and they only drew him with 6 arms, frankly, because they just thought it was easier and they were lazy. That's a fact. You can look it up. Now, coming out of the bathroom here, I did something I've never done before. I talk about those full extension drawers in all the Cherokees with a big dinette. I've never actually just pulled one out, because even when it's really pulled pretty far out of the dinette, I don't know that you really get the feel for, like, the whole thing. They're like 40 inches deep. However deep the dinette is, they go all the way back there. Now, the rear dinette bench, yes, if you want to get back there, you do still have to kind of take some things apart. But I kind of thought about it. When I pulled that out, I looked down here, and I went, I wonder, could that maybe make a little cat cave? Like a little litter box slot or something? I've never really done something like that before. I just kind of, I don't know, the idea just popped in my head. See the electric space heat and Tootsie toaster over there. And let's talk about the entertainment center in this one. Even though this is pretty ritzy and glitzy, especially in the Black Label package, remember that Black Label is a fancy trim package upgrade above the standard Cherokee 274B right back. Well, I don't think this model in its core is designed with entertainment being the primary focus in it. I don't think it's necessarily the worst entertainment option possible, because one of the things you can do is pop this table out of here and just use it like a lounge. And it's kind of crazy to me, actually, when you do that, it makes the RV instantly feel bigger in here. And I like to demonstrate this because I think that this is a very underrated and underappreciated facet of a lot of, especially U-dinettes. Because
when you come in here, I'm not saying that's a perfect viewing angle, but it's not bad. Now, the TV mount that comes in this is a fixed straight mount, which obviously means, especially if you're on the sofa, it looks and feels like a neck-wrecker entertainment center. Kind of like the privacy shades for the entry doors that we talked about. If the only thing you need to take this home is just a different TV mount, folks, just give us a call. That's easy stuff. It is also kind of nice when you're sitting here like this, though. You have kind of a cool view of the neighborhood off both sides of the RV with these massive cross breeze windows. And I'm not going to put my shoes on the stuff here, but I mean, you can kick your feet up. If you wanted some more elbow room, you could take these little cushions off right here, giving you kind of your own personal point of view inside this thing. And it's not bad. And kind of similarly on the sofa, I think a lot of times when people sit on the sofa, this is sort of what you're picturing. Like, I think you imagine, I'm sitting here with my back to the cushion, I can only face this way. But kind of like that dinette. Nothing says you can't just sort of turn on this thing and just lounge a little bit, you know? There's, I don't know about you. Maybe I'm weird. I don't just sit on my sofa. I'm like playing Twister all over that thing all the time. Like half the time, I swear, I end up virtually upside down watching TV. And then if somebody took a picture of me, I'd be like, doesn't all that blood rushing to your head cause brain damage? And no, so far I've been fine. Obviously. Then again, you might look at this and go, that entertainment sucks. I guess that one's off the list. And to that I say, perfectly respectable. That is why we carry and showcase so many different trailers here at Haylett RV. Because everyone's got their own little things, you know? Right here by the entry door, this is kind of our command center. It's got a little motion sensitive module on it, so it will actually kick on just when it sees you come by, and it'll light everything up. So like all of our ceiling lights, for instance, are right here. There are, there's accent lights. There's all kinds of things on this. The extra switch right there is the accent light. Let me twist you around real slow. I realized I haven't shown you that. Now get ready for the bug zapper sound. Or it's like a lightsaber, you know? Attention campers, we have a blue light special in row number 4. The old Kmart blue light special. So it's there if you want it, off if you don't. My taste, I feel that those blue lights have gotten a little aggressive. They didn't used to be that bright, basically, and it didn't really cause such a shock to my system like they do now. And I don't know, maybe I'm just getting old and I'm getting crotchety. That is absolutely something I can recognize as being the case. This is a Camp Queen. That is all Cherokee uses. It is 60 inches wide, 74 inches long. You have room to go to a True Queen. You're going to do the butt scoot boogie when you try to get around it there. Both sides of the bed have household and USB outlets. And when you go to Black Label here, you get a little bit of an upgraded like headboard light here. Like you tend to see in a lot of those fancy pants laminated kind of camper jobs. You've got the turn it off here. You tap it once, you've got reading mode. You hold it, and you got the gizmo. Bright light, bright light. And has anyone ever noticed how Gizmo and Elmo sound a lot alike? It's like, Gizmo, Mogwai! And Elmo's like, yay, Elmo! Like, it's the same voice. Is nobody else paying attention to this, guys? And scene. Okay, what I want to get at here is when you get into the Black Label, you also get handy dandy little upgraded accent pillow here in the bedroom. Now, anyone who knows anything about sci-fi knows that is obviously a tribble from Star Trek. Anyone who knows anything about dogs, you don't have to be Caesar Milan to realize that that's a shaved Pomeranian right there. But inevitably, one of my viewers always likes to say, no, that's supposed to look like a wolf because it's a wolf theme. That's what the Cherokee does. They have a wolf theme, right? To that I say, yes, of course it's supposed to look like a wolf. If you haven't picked up what I'm putting down by now, I don't know. And real quick, before we step outside, if you're laying on the bed, you're directly across from the TV hookups, but notice that little hole up there. That way, if you have, a TV in the living room area or something like that, if you wanted to, you could potentially just cause one TV to float to the bedroom or to outside if you get another TV bracket that matches in here. Or you could use like splitter cable, so whatever you're watching in the living room, you could easily watch in here. And remember that funky little corner cabinet in the living room? Maybe you noticed that next to the fireplace. You're like, oh, why is there nothing there? Why is it just an empty wall? That's because that is basically like floor to ceiling dresser space here in the bedroom. Okay, now, as you might have noticed, it is kind of raining a little bit here, as if the umbrella wasn't enough of an indicator. You might hear a little wrinkle, tinkle, tinkle, and that's not Uncle Gary having an accident. That is just the rain bouncing off my umbrella here, because, you know, I don't feel like soaking a camera. But enough about that. The Black Label package. It's really not hard to determine, am I looking at a Black Label or a standard variety? Because the entire exterior looks almost completely different on one of these things. But an interesting note, the nose of this is not fiberglass. The nose of this is actually a very extra thick aluminum, just like on the base Cherokee. So basically the whole nose of this is a stone guard. So you've got the protection, you've got the good looks, and the color matching on those is seamless. This has all of the eye appeal, I think. Now, just because we do have that kind of cruddy, crappy weather today, what I'm going to do is give you a little bit of cutaway footage into baggage compartments like this so that you can see in there without me actually letting rain in there, because I want to keep this thing in excellent shape for the potential future owner of this RV, obviously. You see those smexy black frameless windows that are obviously very heavily tinted there. I think those match up so nicely with what I call the Invisiview entry doors. The doors that, remember, we can see out of them, but you can't really see into them. The joke I always use there is, it's kind of like the tree in my neighbor's backyard, except, he and I, we settled out of court. Never mind all about that. I love a little frosting on the bottom of those glass front doors as well. Now, people have sometimes asked, glass front door? Wait a minute, couldn't that break? It's not that it's ever impossible. And I have seen one instance of it in the, over a year they've been doing this. But a broken sidewall window or door, and keep in mind that's a tempered glass, it's actually a higher grade, thicker, stronger glass than the windows. Rocks don't tend to hit the side of an RV with great regularity. That's why stone guards are only on the lower strip of the front of the RV. That's where most stones tend to get thrown. I'm not saying it's impossible, but man, it's just incredibly unlikely. How many stones have hit the side window of your vehicle over the years? And think about how your vehicle's literally on the road like almost every single day of the week, like probably 6 or 7 days a week, right? And you're probably not going to have this on the road near as often. It is not impossible. Man, it's crazy unlikely. We do have a black tank flush, and obviously in that little mini camp kitchen, you saw a little ice maker. There's a little camp shower over there with hot and cold water, which you can use to refill the ice maker. And just behind the tires, you got your propane cooker hooker. Of course, we have that direct entry bathroom door in the back right there. Both doors, by the way, are an anti-slam, which is nice, so it doesn't go whack against the side of the RV, which, yes, I can do that again. Whack! I wish I would have had a chance to get my camera out a little quicker, because that third little safety taillight that they put on these, you don't realize just by sitting here, it's not just an extra brake light. It actually has a little flash, a little mini strobe pattern just to grab more attention from people. Because if you have that 200-pound rated cargo rack folded down, and you got a bunch of stuff on it, you could obscure your normal taillights. So that third light there is kind of handy. And above the Cherokee logo, you see the LCI Insight backup camera. Included standard on these all Cherokee products, from a Wolf Pup to a Gray Wolf, a Cherokee, even the laminated cousins like the Elfin Arctic Wolf or the Toy Hauler Wolf Packs. They all have that backup camera standard on these, which is something I think is very cool. Now, I didn't talk about this inside, crap! But you see how there's absolutely nothing under those bunks? This is an absolutely awesome trailer if you want to do something like modify the RV, remove the bunks, and create your own office space. This is a phenomenal camper for that, because as long as you're careful about it, if you don't destroy the bunks and throw them away when you're done, if you just store them off to the side. Here's been something I've experienced. This is an awesome pro tip here for you from your old Uncle Josh. If you modify the RV, keep the parts that you've taken out. Don't if you can help it, don't make major changes. And if, let's say you take those bunks out and you put an office in, when you go to trade off or sell the camper, if you can at least show the people, yes, here's the original parts. I didn't destroy this stuff. I'm not crazy. I just needed to use it for a little bit different purpose. It tends to really not hurt your resale value. But if you pull stuff out, like let's say you pull out that jackknife sofa because you want to put a desk there or something like that, which would actually be a pretty cool thing with that giant window. Oh man, now I'm really like, ooh, that'd be awesome. But if you don't keep that couch and you go to resell it, the next people sometimes get a little weird about that. Man, this weather really is the worst. What I wanted to do is take a quick minute, because I haven't talked about it yet. The Cherokee juice pack, the solar package that's on this, it's a battery tender. It's something that's designed really to help just keep your batteries topped off, which can extend the lifespan of your batteries, and something that doesn't really have anything to do with the juice pack, but the converter on this is lithium friendly. Basically like a little flip switch you can flip in that to tell it which kind of battery that you want to use, because different batteries like to charge in different ways. Like a lead acid battery, an AGM battery, a lithium battery, they all have a different way they like to be treated and charged up. Kind of like the men in your life, ladies. They all have a different way they like to be treated and charged up. And if you appreciate the way that we point out the good and the bad, the things to maybe that you want to consider, like the Camp Queen bed potentially being a deal breaker for some folks, and even coming out here on just a miserable weather day, frankly, but still, you know, trying to entertain you a little bit and bring you this good footage. If you haven't done so, hit that like button. It doesn't cost you nothing, and it does help the old YouTube algorithm spread the message out there. Leave me a couple comments, because that helps too. And if you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button. We're family owned and operated. We'd love the chance to work with you when you're ready. So of course, take care, stay safe, have fun, and stay dry, everyone. I don't know if you're listening or not, Mr. Bond, but inside we are listening to the scorpions. They are good for your brains, jawohl.